Hello, everyone. How's everybody doing? Holy cats. Crazy day, isn't it? Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. I can't. Okay. Um, wow, thanks guys for being here. We're gonna let a few more people pop in. Let me go over here. And oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness, I gotta turn my volume down so you guys don't like hear me everywhere. I think I can do this from here. Yep, there we go. All right. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, we're gonna check everything out. How y'all doing? Happy solstice. Okay. Hello, Miss Venus. Hello, Miss Janet. Hello, Miss Sharon. Hello, Wonder Woman. Hello, Dawn. Um, Wow. Okay, it's been just a really kind of cool 24 hours. So I wanted to come, it's been a minute since I've been live. So I wanted to come on live tonight and just kind of deliver some of the messages um, that I've been receiving over the last 24 hours, even though I've been a little bit busy. Hey, Jeanette. Hey, Cericia. Um, So those of you that have been with me know, and those that are new to the channel, welcome. If this is your first live, welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me know. Moderators, if we can, I'm gonna put a link to the pricing and plans section of my site so that people can, if they wish to become members, they can. So I'm gonna put this in there in the chat so you guys can have this there. You guys can post this. And then Namaste, Annie. Annie and Peter Bunny. That's so cute. That's so adorbs. I love that. Okay, and then we're also going to put a link to the membership as well. Let's do that. So you guys can have this. So you guys can become members here or members on YouTube, and we will, because I'm going to be doing a members only chat tomorrow night, as a matter of fact. I'm doing a members only chat and readings tomorrow night. So if you wish to become a member on YouTube, hey, Cece, there's the link there now. And then if you want to go check out the website and check out some other things, we're adding a lot to that. There's that. Okay, now that I got all of that taken care of, welcome to all the newcomers. Welcome to my, my ride or dies that have been here, the existing light tribe. Oh, that is so cute. I love that. I don't know if my Gemini and my Virgo are going to show up, so we'll see. Okay, summer solstice, new moon, solar eclipse. I finally did get all of the zodiacs up for mid-June. We'll start working on July here very shortly, and those will go up for the members first before they go up for everyone else. Hello, CAG. Hello. This is a significant portal for a number of reasons. And it has as much to do with the fact that it is the new moon, summer solstice, where it is, how it is, and, kind of the other aspects. So I want to discuss a little bit of the astrology, and then we're going to pull some tarot, and I'm just going to give some of the channeled messages that I've been hearing, and also some of the messages that I've been hearing just in general, as I have been kind of perusing the internets lately. Oh, good gravy, really? Okay, let's go back. Here, this one. All right, here we go. All right, here is the chart. Hopefully you guys can see that well. I'm kind of monitoring on my phone just to make sure that you can see it. Okay, good. I want to show you guys some things, and those of you that have been with me a little bit, you kind of know this, but we're just going to kind of do a quick review. I want you guys to pay attention to what's happening up here, specifically Pluto and Jupiter. They're about to be conjunct over the next few days again. They're pretty much conjunct now, but they're really going to be literally kind of to the Earth's point of view on top of one another here in the next few days. And then Saturn will be, by the end of the month or over again the next few days, Saturn will indeed be back in Capricorn. Now, just so you guys have a concept of how significant that transit in and of itself, Pluto and Jupiter and Saturn all in Capricorn. Just so you have an idea how significant that is. That configuration has not happened since 1894 BC. At that point, that configuration, what happened then is that basically the Babylonian Empire took off. There was a whole new empire that was created during that conjunction at that time in history. The Babylonians are historic for a number of reasons. They were really the first, I would say, more structural empire in that there were, laws, there was a religion kind of loosely attached to the empire. They were a very conquering empire. The Aztecans and the Mayans, that really wasn't, that it wasn't the same. Hey, Sagittarius and Sandra, hello. It wasn't the same. The Babylonians, if you look up the Babylonian Empire, Babylonian culture, this really kind of, it kicks off this concept of like a world order, a worldwide, at that point in time, a worldwide government. Okay? Because prior to then, it's all these different factions. And this group then rises up in 1894. So basically 4,000 years ago is when this last time happened. And we've now seen it in our lifetime once, and now we'll see it twice. Because back in 1894, they were all moving direct. They're all meeting back up again in Capricorn in retrograde. What that significance is to me is not only are we seeing, of course, okay, I'll get to that in a minute. Not only are we seeing plague, pestilence, economic structures changing, governmental structures changing, religious beliefs, structures changing, understanding of all these structures changing. The Babylonian Empire ushered in a new, again, a different, I hate to say new world order, but that's almost really what it really is. It was a whole new way for the world to operate. It was a whole new way for the world to operate. Okay? And because of that, if I'm going to fast forward 4,000 years now into the future, okay, we're at another precipice where it's like, this is a whole nother life path for humanity change. That was a life path for humanity change then. This is a new life path for humanity change. Okay? Brand spanking new. So we're looking at what's going to, instead of now, back then, an empirical empirical masculine run, all of this kind of thing, like that type of conquering. Now we're looking at a restructure. We're in this really odd sliver of time where there's a restructure of the structures. There's a restructure of the foundation. There's a restructure of the institutions, and nobody has any flipping clue what we're doing. Right? There is this huge sense of fear. There's anger, there's rage, and on an individual basis, we have no clue what we're doing and where this is going to lead. So the individual themselves, because Saturn in Aquarius is much more like, okay, how can I on an individual basis utilize things like technology, and how can I impact the global structure from an individualistic standpoint? And it's much more like, let's do everything for the greater good. Let's do everything for it's a little bit, it's not so like hardcore karmic, and it's a little bit more peaceful. But Saturn in retrograde leaving and going back to Capricorn is like, oh, you all have just lost your minds. So now let me go back here and let's relay down some structures. What does that mean for you as an individual? You as an individual now have to look at how you have viewed your interaction with all of this, and where do you truly fit in? Because what else is happening all at the same time is we have Neptune that's basically stationary retrograde and about to go retrograde on the 23rd, I believe it is. So just a day or two from now. Which means this sense of the veil being pulled back, this sense of we can see where we've been misled and all of this lied to. Everything we've thought was true, if we're paying attention and going by our inner guide, right? And investigating things for ourselves, we're recognizing that there's stories being told on this side, stories being told over here, and nobody's telling the complete truth. Those entities and institutions that we have thus far trusted to be like, you're going to guide me, lead me, all this good stuff, right? All of that, guide me, lead me, whatnot. All of those institutions are now like, hello, no, we can't trust you. Not one little ounce, not one scintilla of trust. We can't trust you. Because you're being shown to not being telling the truth. And if you're choosing to live in an echo chamber where all you hear is all of this one-sidedness, you're missing like 75%. And I don't care where you've fallen down on it. The structural change that's occurring is this. It is going to be a situation where, yes, I might be here being a teacher to you, and you're here listening to me. Yes. However, now what's being required of you is that everything that I say, everything that you hear, the requirement is now on you as the individual. The empowerment is trying to be given to you as the individual to weigh everything in your truth. Weigh it all in what you know from your spirit to be true, and redo your structure. Pluto had us waiting in the waiting room. Yeah, Pluto just chilling over there. And Pluto, let me tell you something. The other thing about Pluto, the dark side-ish also about Pluto that we don't talk about, if you know that people are talking about people that do things to children. Let me tell you something. Pluto in there, right? Anytime you have a Pluto retrograde, anytime, I don't care where it is, Pluto will bring to light any adult I have to be very careful with my words here. Any adult illegalities or any adult anywhere that an adult has been acting outside of social mores, outside of what we know to be like, just morally right. So immorality in the adult realm, this is why you are about to see over the next, I will say, we're still going to be in this for the next month or two. This is why you're about to see a whole lot of people's skeletons come out of their closet from high position. It is Capricorn. Okay? High positions of power. This is the power struggle. We have Pluto, Jupiter, and now Saturn's about to join the party again. This is a complete power struggle. So any indiscretions, and I'm just putting that mildly because some of the things, if you've been paying any attention, has been completely disgusting. So any of those improprieties, indiscretions, and disgusting acts are about to come out. Any other ways that one has acted not in accordance with law, a lot of this is about to come out. Because there has to be a changing, this is a literal power struggle. This is a changing of the guard. And we're in the middle of it. We've not even touched. All these shenanigans are going to be going on for the rest of the year. So let's just settle in and buckle up. Because I think Neptune stays in retrograde till like the end of November or something cray-cray like that. Hey, Lynn. Hey, Fit Goddess. Hey, 87 Sparker. So these are all things that are going to be seen. Now, the last time Jupiter and Pluto themselves were conjunct in Capricorn, I believe was something like 1594, 1564, somewhere in there, whenever Martin Luther came out with or was that Saturn Pluto? It might have been Saturn Pluto, with the new religious order. That was Saturn Pluto, new religious order. So the Lutheran Church. Right? So what are we doing right now? We're all like coming to a new understanding of God, universe, spirit, source, creator, beloved, however the energy has revealed itself to you. We're walking away, a lot of us, from structured religion and coming into a honest individual relationship. So that's all changing. And even I can say, at least for the Christian church, because I was a Christian minister, I can see where a lot of them, a lot of like staunch Christians are like, well, wait a minute, there might be something more to this. Now, so there was a religious or a spiritual revolution. When Pluto and Jupiter actually, when they met up, was when there was the Black Plague. Every time they meet up, there's a plague. Every time they meet up, there's a plague. It brings pestilence, but it also brings either new revelations about sexuality, or it also definitely pulls back the covers, so to speak, and exposes improprieties. Your dirt comes out. Now, because it's in Capricorn, this is like places of authority and people that are in authority. But now it's also bringing to the forefront the struggles of the power struggles that are happening within groups. And we're seeing who's really backing whom, who really is doing this, who has really been doing that. And you're going to see more of it. And it's going to become more apparent with Pisces, with Neptune in Pisces, going into retrograde in that 12th house, karma house. That's the house of karma. It's not just the house of illusion, disillusion, and all that. That's the house of karma, people. So if you don't think a lot of people are about to get their comeuppance, and you don't think that karmic bill is about to come due, baby, you got a whole nother thing coming. Because Mars here is about to leave Pisces and come into its home in Aries. So it's been traveling around, chilling with Jupiter and Pluto and Saturn, and it's been hanging out with Neptune for a hot minute in that karmic house. And now Mars is like, listen, I have seen a whole lot, I know a whole lot, and I'm no longer standing for it. Mars is one of 2 planets that is direct right now. The other planet is Uranus in Taurus. Both of these planets are the only 2 that are direct. The sun and the moon are luminaries. They're not planets. Even though they appear on the zodiac, they're not planets. They're luminaries. Different story. If the moon or the sun ever went retrograde, we'd really be in trouble. So those are the only 2. And you want to talk about some powerful only 2? We've got the personal planet of Mars coming down through here into Aries saying, wake up, Bubba. Wake up. What are you personally going to do to change? And then Mars is going to be back to squaring the sun again. As soon as it gets back, it's going to be back to squaring the sun again. We just got out of Mars squaring the sun. But now it's in the personal house of Aries, and it's squaring the sun that's now in the my personal home, my personal stability, my personal foundation, my personal place that I find peace, my personal place that I find solace, my personal place that should be good, right? My personal foundation, it's going to square it again and say, guess what? Are you going to wake up finally and see that you've been hoodwinked, bamboozled? Are you going to wake up and see it? And what are you going to do now as an individual to retake your power back? Because the only way that we are going to be able to change the global, as we're in this age of Aquarius, the only way the global consciousness changes is when you as an individual raise your consciousness. It is now time for the individual, the light worker, the star seed. Yes, it's time for my light workers and star seeds to wake up. It's time for my light workers and star seeds to get into action. And we've been talking about this for a while. This isn't anything new. But now it's like you have to make a decision. Are you walking on the light, or are you just going to chill over here in the dark? Are you walking in the light, or are you going to pull the covers over your head and be like, no, I'm not doing this? Now, the moon is going to be hanging here with the sun for 2 days in Cancer. That typically doesn't happen at a new moon. Typically, the new moon doesn't happen at 0 degrees. So you want to talk about one of the most powerful placements for a new moon, summer, solstice, solar eclipse. There's no help from the outside. There's no reflection of your emotions, the moon being full, light being blocked out, the sun being blocked. There's no assistance from the outside right now. The call is to find all of this within, because you have it within you. Finding your personal space, finding your voice, finding your power, finding out where you need to be. We cannot, in order to survive and thrive, we cannot depend on the external world to provide. You had better get to the point real quick where your manifestation game is on point. And this energy is actually, if you've been doing your shadow work and you've been looking into your shadow work and then integrating, transmuting that energy into light, and we'll talk about that hopefully today, then this is kind of like, okay, yeah, I've been knowing that this was coming. Because we still have Venus in retrograde in Gemini for 2 more days. And we have Mercury in retrograde, not very long, in Cancer. So Mercury and the moon will meet up conjunct, Mercury retrograde and the moon. So you have to be very clear in your conversation and your communication. And I would say take this time to be very clear with yourself. Be very clear with yourself. Be very clear with yourself on how you're really feeling. Like how you're really feeling, not what everybody else says or thinks that you should feel, but what deep down, if you've been questioning anything, I'm going to need you to keep on questioning. Just keep questioning. Okay? Don't stop now. If you are in a job right now that you are like is not fulfilling to your soul, but you know that maybe being an herbalist or maybe being an energy healer or maybe being a tarot reader or maybe being an astrologist or maybe having, I don't know, 20 foster kids or being a social worker or being some other type of entrepreneur really feeds your soul, you better get to going. You better get to making your plans. You better get to laying the foundation. Now, you're not going to necessarily launch during retrograde. A lot of people say don't launch anything during retrograde. I personally am not having that issue, but that's what they say. So I have to say from a structural and old school, a traditional astrological point of view, that's what they say. I will tell you this, I have been launching a whole lot of stuff with Heart of Inspiration during this whole entire time, and it has all hit. But I've also done the shadow work, right? I've also transmuted that shadow energy from shadow things that would hold me back to empowerment so that light can flow and shine, and there is a constant flow of energy, a constant flow of love and light that permeates my body and permeates my soul and emanates from me as well in the big picture. So be very careful. Also, I would not communicate any of your plans because Venus retrograde makes us look at what do we really value, right? What do we really value? Where do we really find love? Where do we really find happiness? Where do we really find joy and light? And then Mercury retrograde says, other people might not understand what you're saying. And you might say something you regret later. So in that regard, be very, very selective on who you tell these things to. But I would definitely speak to your higher self and allow your higher self to speak to you and allow your higher self to show you what your true emotions are, not what your ego has told you. This portal is a portal where it's like, do you want to talk to me? This is what Spirit is saying. Do you want to talk to me? Because it is sextiling. It is sextiling or agreeing with Uranus. Oops. It's agreeing with Uranus. It's kind of like the kissing cousin. So you know what it's saying at that point? It's saying, listen, Uranus is saying, yeah, guess what? We need global change right now. We're going to just start it with the individual because Uranus is global change. We're going to start it with the individual and send it out. Are you ready? And then the sun and the moon are saying, yep, we'd have moved it all out the way. What do you have to say, Uranus? What do you got to say? Uranus represents God, creator God. What do you got to say? This is a spiritual portal that is open beyond a lot that I've seen lately. This is dreams. This is visions. This is spirit guides speaking. These are angels talking. There are ancestors talking. There's a lot of chatter. There's a lot of chatter that is going on. Welcome to everybody that I have yet to see, that I've yet to speak to, so I do apologize. And I did see a brief question. I'll just address this right now about the Merkaba activation PDF. I am having my website designer fix that as well. So look for it in the next couple of days, okay? All right. Now, you guys ready for some cards? We're gonna pull some cards. Yeah, Uranus is coming in like lightning and thunder. Oh, why is that not available? Hang on, guys. Huh, that's weird. All right, well, we're gonna have to do it old school. I just have to show you right here, okay, guys? Let's get to some cards. I'm gonna pull some cards for the collective. Hey, Lauren, how are you? Hey, Mary. You're welcome, Mary Moore. I didn't want you to think I was ignoring you. So if you guys have watched my videos up until this point, I am using this Beyond Lemuria deck. Let me tell you something. This deck is powerful. This deck is very powerful. I don't usually do that. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to pull those. We're also going to pull some Starseed. We'll pull some Starseed Oracle decks as well. Oracle cards. We'll do that as well. These cards. I'll put a link up later to these. I got these off Amazon too, but I have a link in my description to these. So we've got Freedom. This is for the collective. Freedom. Crystal Keys. The Portal Keeper. And She of the Lotus. Now, hey, Mary. Oh my gosh. I hear Archangel Michael and Archangel Gabriel both talking right now. They're both saying this in unison. The portal is open to set you free. The portal is open so that you can finally break the chains. The portal is open so that you can ascend. The portal is open so you can walk through this portal with power and might and bring the messages back to the hurting people. Bring the messages back to the enraged humanity. Bring these messages back to the downtrodden, to the oppressed, to the confused, to the disillusioned. You have been granted freedom. You have been granted a freedom to move through dimensions that you have yet to discover. You have a freedom to move through this third dimensional realm in a way that you don't yet even understand. Because you chose to incarnate in this world, in this realm, at this time, when you sit in the seat of your solar plexus, when you sit in the seat of your creative sacral chakra, when you sit in the seat of your root chakra and you have them strengthened, and then you tap into the earth star chakra, because too many of you have just ignored the earth star chakra and the soul star chakra. So investigate the earth star chakra. This vessel will be bringing them more information to you. But when you sit in that seat, you don't understand that you are allowed to move throughout the third dimension like a secret agent for some of you. For those that are star seeds, a secret agent. You are allowed to move and create at will, but you don't even recognize fully how to do that because you've been too concerned with the shadows. You've been too concerned with the obstacles. You've been too concerned with the lower frequency that humanity is operating in. The shadows are only there. All of these obstacles and all of this that you have gone through in your natural lifetime were not there to hold you back, but they were there to teach certain lessons, to allow you to gain certain skills, never meant to be held on until death, but meant to be looked at, reviewed, transfigured into light. They were never meant to keep you down. They were never meant to keep you chained, but you've allowed that to happen, unfortunately. Now, these crystal keys are being given to you. There is a necessity for you to study crystals at an even greater rate. However, you also have to understand that you yourself are spiritual crystals just operating within you. But these crystal keys are physical objects that are going to help draw in certain vibrations and exude others. They're going to help you amplify the frequencies and the vibrations and the energy that you are now able to put together and send out. The manifestations you are able to put together and send out. Do you have any idea the sheer power that you have in your own vocal cords when they are in agreement, either with higher self or with lower self? But you speak certain things that just keep on recreating the same. Stop listening to the voices that are here. Stop listening intently. Stop, reprogram. These crystal keys are going to also allow you to be reprogrammed. They're going to allow you to reprogram your third dimensional brain so that it no longer interferes in your purpose and in your plan. Now, the portal keeper has come. You see, you've even locked yourself out of your own portal. But the guide is here, and we're waiting to usher you through. Because coming home, this isn't home for you. Home for you is in the ethers. Home for you is in other dimensions. You came to assist. This is why you're here. You came to assist. So your guides stand at the ready and they're waiting for you to walk through. And she of the lotus flower itself blooms out of like a dark swamp, right? The lotus flower blooms from underneath the water and comes up, and what you see is a beautiful flower, but what is going on underneath is a lengthy and wide breadth of roots and tentacles. Soak up all of the energetic power, soak up all of the spirit, soak up all of the energy. It is here to feed you so that what the world sees is the beautiful lotus. This is another way you transmute the shadow into light. This is another way you take everything that has heretofore happened to you and you bring it up to light, and it comes and blooms and blossoms into power. It has not all been for naught. It has not all been for nothing. It has been for everything. Find your home. Find your heart. Be in touch with your soul star. There is where your purpose, your plans, everything lies. That is where the conduit, the information. Yes, between higher dimension. That is where the integration and the light codes come in and come through. Allow your DNA to be changed. Allow the light codes to be integrated. Allow yourself, your light body to travel. Don't be afraid. There's nothing to fear because you will be protected throughout the whole. Now, not right now, pumpkin. Oh boy. Hey, Burger, how are you? So, Mary, I'm not sure right now. This is a collective reading. Let's pull a star scene. Let's pull a star scene. Wow, this is definitely... This is definitely, my God. Yeah, Gemini is early. Well, what you don't know is I've been down here recording all day. Look, yeah, she came around. If you all go watch the Pisces video at about 18 minutes and 10 seconds, she literally leaps onto my soundboard and plays music. So Pisces video, 18 minutes. So this is from the Starseed Oracle. First one is Inner Earth. And I apologize, my card cam doesn't seem to be operating. You'll survive this, new solutions and beginnings. Yeah. Guys, we will survive this. We will make it through this. There's new beginnings and there's new solutions to current issues. I firmly believe that as we're making this transformation, race, color, creed, gender, not going to mean the same things. It's not going to make a hill of beans bit of difference. Every way that the world has been structured to keep certain people down and other people up and in power, it's not going to be the same. You know, in the Christian church, we talked about this transference of wealth and we thought it was something, but I really feel like this transference of wealth doesn't necessarily come from a legitimate transference of wealth. It comes from who's going to be able to manifest and who's not. Who's going to be operating outside of the world view of the world, right? And who's not. And the world structure itself is changing. And we can see that now. We have to, as light workers, though, be very clear and be shining light and be emitting light and be emitting love and be having wisdom. We can't fall and remain in fear. The next card I have for all of you, the collective. Soul gifts and training, it's called. Soul gifts and training, it's time to step up, light workers, star seeds. Time to step up. Now, if you don't know if you're a star seed or not, or you're wondering about past lives and what spiritual gifts you should be bringing forward, I do have the opportunity to do some Akashic records. I have one that I posted my Akashic record reading for Secret Tarot, Akashic and Galactic records. Then not many of us read Galactic records. I'm one of the few people that read Galactic records. So if you want that, you can go to my website and book that. Whale and Orca elders, share your song, frequency of sound, diving deep. There's a lot of us that are here listening to my voice right now that are indeed elders in your own right. You know, we've been here before, right? We've been here before. Of course, we're all eternal beings, but there's a number of us that possess so much. I don't want even to call it historical, it's ancient or it's intergalactic knowledge, right? And it's time for us to raise up. Some of us need to be in much deeper conversation, and this is the portal that's open to be in contact with our ancestors and our spirit guides And for some of us, our spirit guides are kind of people that we've walked through this earth with on a few other times, right? And we've been partners, and now they're in the spirit realm to help guide and move things out of the way. And then here we have the courageous peony, multifaceted, unique nature, let yourself be seen. This is like that lotus card at the same spot. It's time for us to blossom and bloom. It's time for us to blossom and bloom, light workers and star seeds. It's time. It's time for us to step out of our shadows. It's time for us to step out of the closet. Some of us are kind of like warriors, and some of us are the healers, and some of us are the financiers, and some of us are the teachers, and some of us, I mean, we got all kinds of people that are here to help. You could be a light worker and be in any capacity, okay? It doesn't always have to be like something what I'm doing or what have you, but you can be a light worker in any capacity. But guys, it's time for us to step out of the closet, because the world needs us now. There's the great awakening. I've said this so many times, I feel like a broken record. With a great awakening and great light comes great dark. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm pretty sure those of you that are watching, and thank you to everybody that's watching. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I'm pretty darn sure probably every one of us that's watching has been through some pretty serious crap in this lifetime. Like we have been, it's like the dark side, the shadow side has tried to take us out. Either physically, mentally, emotionally, or all of them. Some of us, the dark side has courted us. You know, it's a lot easier over here. Right? I'm coming out, right? I want the world to know, got to let it show. Right, though? How many of us have had such tragedy, trauma, repeatedly, that we were trying to be taken out? Or we got courted? Because I'm going to tell you something. It is easier to do things on the dark than it is in the light. Because see, in the light, you got to deal with your shadow. In the light, you got to deal with your trauma. In the light, you got to heal. In the light, you got to grow. There's not that kind of responsibility. So when I meet people that have been through a lot of stuff, where you could tell there was an assignment and a mission to take them out, I know they're a powerful light worker / starseed. I know they're powerful. My God, Mary. My God, today. So do not think that you're doing something wrong, or that you've got some horrible karma that's got to be cleared or whatever because you've been going through. Don't think that for 1 second. Not at all. You had an assignment, and you still do. And that assignment is such that the people that it will reach, and the addition of your raised frequency to the rest of the earth, it doesn't take that many of us to really raise the frequency. It might feel like it, but it doesn't. And so for us to birth and bring in the new world, for us to birth and bring in the new understanding, for us to birth and bring in life, humanity in the fourth dimension, that fourth dimensional living, right? Meant we had to go through some stuff so that we could have compassion and understanding for humanity, and that we could, by us raising up over that, each individual raising up over that, it does something to the collective consciousness. It does a lot. My God, today. My God, today. You know, I see these comments. My heart breaks. And I'm not saying we should have had to go through any of it. But I am saying we made it. And we're here. And our responsibility now is to heal, right? To train, and then to be released into our purpose. That's our responsibility now. That's responsibility you have for yourself, because that's the greatest win, isn't it? That's the greatest victory. That's your responsibility. This is a portal to assist that. This is such an ascension, elevation portal. It's not just release, though, what you cannot change. It is literally going in and doing the work. So there's good to that, Leo Fire. Thank you. But it's not just releasing it, because if we release it without examining, without transmuting that energy, then really what's happened is we release it, but we don't ever really use it and transform it. So I mean this. When we release, transform, transmute, or when we transform and transmute, we then realize that we have the ability to change the account of what happened and how it relates to us now. And we have the ability to change our response in the here and now. When horrific things happen to us in our past, it leaves an imprint in us into our present. We have to then disarm the trigger and change that energy then, so that we can use that and then change how we respond to it. So we respond to it from a place of power rather than the situation we were in where we couldn't do anything about it. So, you know, that transmutation of that shadow energy is something that I really am big on, because if you just gloss over it, my concern is if you gloss over it, you're going to have to come back and do it again. And Lord knows, a lot of us ain't trying to come back and do that ish no more. I know we're not. Yes, we are not victims. We are survivors. And then we are moving from survivors to thrivers. That's the goal here. We're going to move from survivors to thrivers. Right? I've had some good days, right? I've had some good days. And I've had some hills to climb. I've had some weary days and lonely nights. I'm off key. When I look around, You change that key. You know how y'all, now some of y'all know from the gospel church, when we used to get up and get to singing, and then we started in the key we wasn't supposed to be in, and that organist then, you look back at that organist. Some of y'all singers know what I'm talking about. You look back at that organist like, God dang, I started in the wrong key, brother. I'm gonna need you to follow me. Y'all know what I'm talking about. But when I look around, and when I think things over, all of my good days, they outweigh my bad days. And I won't complain. Right? Whoo, child. That's what I have for the day. Now, I don't know if I'm going to finish breaking out in song, but that's where we're at. Okay, this is the message I needed to get to you guys. Now, a lot of you are going to be experiencing visions. You're going to be experiencing more dreams. You're going to be experiencing, like I said, visitations. Don't be alarmed. Do not be alarmed. Okay? Laughter truly is the best medicine. Y'all want me to just start singing a whole bunch of different songs here tonight, don't y'all here? You know what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a Mixler radio or something like that, maybe Anchor, so we can do some karaoke. I don't do the I'm a Survivor. Like, I don't sing them very well. Anyway, okay, let me wrap this up because it's been a day, child. It's been a day and a half. So I want to be sure that before I move on, I let y'all know tomorrow night we're going to do a members only live. We'll be doing some readings for the members only, and even the $1.99 per month. Y'all come on in there, and we'll try to get you some individual readings too. But it's going to be primarily for my $9.99 readings, folks. So members only tomorrow night. I'll probably come on earlier, like 7:30 p.m. Central, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. I'll come on a little bit earlier tomorrow night. So if one of my moderators could put my membership link in the chat for me, that would be awesome. Tomorrow we'll have, for those of you that missed it, the Finding Your Voice group coaching class I did earlier today. We'll have that up on the website tomorrow as well, and we'll talk more about that later. We'll talk more about that later as well. If you want to go to the website, if you want Akashic record readings and anything like that, any type of readings or any type of like ongoing mentorship, that's on the website as well under pricing and plans. Now, welcome everybody. You know what other song? I'm not sure what other song has been rolling around. I love you, Lord, and I lift my voice to worship you. Oh, my soul, rejoice. Take joy, my King, in what you hear. May it be a sweet, sweet sound in your ear. And you know why that's been really on my heart? You know the next part of that? We exalt thee. We exalt thee. We exalt thee. Right? So I've been thinking about that song. And we put that song outside of ourselves. But can we exalt ourselves for just a moment? Can we exalt the divinity that is within us? Can we be grateful for Source and the connection to Source and exalt that connection? Sometimes it just makes you feel good just to sing. Sometimes it makes you feel good just to sing some of those gospel songs and those spiritual songs, right? Because it does, there's a frequency to those songs that get you into that God connection. And I don't hold the same religious beliefs surrounding it, but man, does the frequency feel good, right? That frequency feels amazing. It lights up your spirit within and gets you in another connection with Creator. Now, there's some songs I will not sing anymore. I will not sing Amazing Grace. And I'll tell you why. Because for too long we walked around here just walking around saying we are sinners saved by grace and not walking in our divinity. I'm not. I'm a divine being. So I can't sing this song. So there's some songs I can't sing anymore. But there's old songs, there's some of the old ones, and even some of the newer ones. I was listening to Oceans, I know that's not new, by Hillsong recently. It was like, oh, just beautiful. But y'all know, y'all, if y'all with me, oh yes, Amazing Grace does have a great background to it. It does have a wonderful history. There's just some things I just, the words just, and that's where it came from. It came from slavery, right? There's aspects of Christianity that for me and mine, I just can't ride out with. But we'll talk about that another time. That's like the song Precious Lord. Precious, precious Lord, take my hand, lead me on and let me stand, right? I am tired, I am weak, and I am worn through the storm, through the night. Lead me on to the light. Take my hand, precious Lord, and lead me home. Right? Now that was born from slavery. Yep. Wow, that's beautiful. It's beautiful that the man became a priest. It's not beautiful that he was running slaves. Yes. Lauren, yes, looking at love songs in a spiritual way, it is beautiful. It is beautiful. I know, everyone can come to a different understanding, right? And so I'm blessed that man came to that. I'm blessed. But I guess I'm going to wrap this up. I know y'all hanging with me. I really appreciate it. And rough side of the mountain, yeah. Ooh, man, you better stop with that rough side of the mountain, child. Go ahead. Oh, I ain't sung that in a long time. He had to become blind in order to see. Yes. Wow. Thank you, Glam Beauty. Thank you, sweetie. Hey, have a good night, Mr. Leo Fire. I hope you had a fabulous Father's Day, by the way. Happy Father's Day to you. Happy Father's Day to you. So, Lynn, you went onto that rough side of the. Anyway, okay, look, we're gonna get on out of here. Let me go. We'll do members only tomorrow night. So if you haven't had a chance, click the link below or click the join button wherever that shows up. Don't miss it tomorrow because we're gonna be doing readings live. I really appreciate y'all listening to this message today. I don't even know how long I've been on this here piece. An hour, child. Let me get on out of here. Y'all got me on here for a whole hour. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers, all the brothers, all the fathers. And we will see you guys soon. We're going to get some more content up. We'll do these lives every once in a while, okay? Thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate you. All righty. Peace, love, blessings, and joy be unto you today, tomorrow, and for all eternity. I love you so much. Namaste, my friends. Bye-bye.